Hello everyone, this is Dennis. Welcome to another episode of Nice Math. Today I'm going to be talking about the zoom menu for the TI-84 Plus graphing calculator. Many questions, I get many questions from my students about how to zoom. They know how to put equations in, but how to get around on the graph and how to zoom in to see what's going on sometimes is a little tough for them. So we'll just do a quick overview of a few of the main zoom options. All right, so to do this, I'm going to assume you know how to enter in equations into the y equals over here. This is where you enter in the equations to graph. So let's see. Let's go ahead and see what we got for our first graph. So we're going to just hit graph over here. And I already entered that one in there, and it is this equation right here, which is y is equal to x cubed minus 0.5. Now, a lot of stuff is going on right kind of in the middle there, right below the x-axis. So let's zoom in there. So we're going to hit the zoom button here. And we have several options here. The first one we're going to look at is number 2, zooming in. So we just hit number 2. And I'm not sure if you can see it here, but right in the middle is a tiny little blinking dot. You can move that dot around, and that's where it will zoom into. So I'm going to move it down a little bit, and I press enter to zoom in. And then you can move it around again. Maybe say we want to go over to the left a little bit, up, and maybe a little left. And enter again, we'll zoom in. So you can get really kind of close there, see what's going on. All right, say we want to zoom out, so we hit zoom. Number 3 here is zoom out, so we hit 3. Hit enter to zoom out. Enter to zoom out again. All right, that's zoom in and zoom out. Zoom out, very basic. The next one we'll look at here is zoom box, number 1. So we hit number 1. Now what this does is it's going to create, or you're going to create a box around where you want to zoom. So you're going to move the cursor. I usually start in the upper left part of the box. Then I hit enter to kind of say that is going to be the top left corner of my box. Then I go down, you can kind of see the line starting there. That's the left side of the box. Then I cursor over to the right, and that kind of makes a little box there. And then I hit enter, and then it zooms right in to where the box was. That's kind of nice. It's a little zoom box, or a Z box, I guess it is right on the menu. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Let's go back to where we were before. That is Z standard. That's put everything back to its default as far as where you are in the graph. So we already hit zoom there, so we hit 6 for standard, and that gets us right back to where we started from. All right, so the next one we're going to look at here is this equation, which is the equation of a circle. Now, this requires 2 equations to graph it on the graphing calculator. I'm going to go over here to y equals, and then you can see all these. I prepared a bunch of equations here. I'm going to turn off the one we just did. So the way to turn that off is I highlight the equal sign, I press enter, and then it's a different blinker there. It turns it off, and I go down, and these are the 2 that make up the circle, y2 and y3. So that equal sign is highlighted. I'll hit enter and go down. That equal sign is highlighted, so I hit enter. And so now those 2 are going to be graphed, but not the bottom one and not the top one. So let's hit graph. Hopefully, oh, well, this is not a circle at all. This is an ellipse. Right? I mean, it should be a circle. This is definitely an equation of a circle, but this is kind of a flattened circle. The reason for that is that the units here for the x and the units for the y are different. There are exactly 10 units here between the origin, between 0 and 10 for the x, and there's 10 for the y. Except since this is a rectangle, our display screen is a rectangle, this is going to be longer, so those are going to be farther in between each unit. I mean, each unit is going to be larger. So we have another zoom option where we can fix that, where they'll have the Y and the X be the same size. Each unit will be the same size. So we hit zoom, and this number 5 here, zoom square. So we hit that, and there we go. It's very nice, a much better looking circle for us. Now, if you are graphing things for school and you have to graph something and then copy it down on a piece of paper, you might just want to check it out on Zoom Square just to make sure. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference when you're copying on your paper, but it might make a difference. You'll see. Gives you a little better idea of what things look like. All right, let's see. Let's do another one here. A little bit of trigonometry. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back to Zoom Standard. So our standard on there. And then we go to Y equals, and I'm going to turn off this one here, Y2. Turn off Y3. And I'm going to turn on Y4, which is a cosine of X. And if I graph that, there's our cosine wave. There is a zoom for trig, which is zoom 7. So we just hit 7 here. This is a preset. It has preset values here, and they're more attuned to trigonometry. So from 0 all the way to the end on the x-axis on the right is 2 pi. So right here in the middle is pi. So each one of these units, there's one here too, is underneath the line, or underneath the graph. It's going to be pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and then 2 pi. And then going up to the top is, I think there's just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to see the actual numbers to see what's going on in your window, you can click the window button, and then it'll tell you exactly what's going on with your graph. Our minimum, it's going to be -6 for our x. Our maximum for our x is 6.15. The scale, so this is how much in between each unit. So then our y minimum -4, the maximum 4, and also between each unit here is going to be 1. All right, so let's see here. What else we got? I think there's just one more thing we're going to cover. We're kind of done with this. Let's move this out of the way. And this is regarding lists and statistics and things like that. Your stat plot. To turn that on, we're going to again go to our y equals button, and I'm going to turn off, the cosine, and then I'm going to go all the way up to plot, and I'm going to turn that on by pressing enter. I've already entered in a bunch of values into my lists, so I hit stat, and then edit, which is number 1. So I've already entered in some data here. So then, in order to look at just that data, kind of zoom in on it as best it can and still get all the points in there, you hit zoom, and then you go all the way down to the bottom. Zoom, well, not complete bottom. Zoom stat, which is number 9. So that gets all your points in there, and it zooms in as much as it can. All right, I think that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching a little bit about Zoom, the TI-84 Plus. Let's see. Until next time, talk to you soon. Bye.